Alright, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be looking at this mono black budget discard deck that I made for Pioneer. I know you guys are tired of seeing mono black decks, but I promise I have plenty of other decks to go over. I saw this one today and I'm like, well, might as well make a video on it before I try to get rid of it or something. So I don't have a sideboard for this anymore, mainly because, well, you're not a real Magic player if you're playing with a sideboard anyway, right? All jokes aside, I'll give you guys kind of the other cards that I was playing during the time that I was playing this deck. I was playing this version of this like mono black stuff when I was like first getting into Pioneer. I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know. Whenever I got into Pioneer, this was like my first Pioneer deck for that. So essentially, and then I kind of grew into the mid-range stuff. That deck is also still on eBay right now, so if you want to get in on that action, put in a bid. So I think it ends tomorrow sometime. So anyway, let's get right into this deck. I try to keep this pretty cost friendly. So here's Blood Chiefs first. I know you guys are tired of seeing this card, but this card for the price is it's pretty decent. These are going for about like a quarter a piece. Push is still going for about $1 to $2 ish, and then cut down's going for about a dollar ish as well. Stab is okay, but this is like guaranteed removable, so I'd rather just take that instead. Duress, obviously, if you walked outside right now, you probably would find one of these laying on the ground. So I mean, Duress is just everywhere. You can get a playset of these for about 50 cents. Next is Despise, which is pretty underrated card in my opinion. It's really good against like pretty any creature heavy base deck, or if they're using planeswalkers, like that's like mono blue or blue white control, right? But other than that, it's pretty solid. Those are going for about 50 cents a piece. Have some more removal over here. You got Flunk, playset of this. Flunk is okay. It just makes sense with the deck, right? Because your opponent's not really gonna have any cards in their hand, so it also gets around indestructible creatures, so that's always something to keep in mind. Those are going for, I believe, 25 cents a piece, so that's $1 for a playset, which is probably too much. And then we have the main card. Waste Not is ridiculous now. As I said earlier, it's about $4 a piece, so it's $16 there. Holy moly. We have 2 Gatekeepers. It's good to have like a edict effects, for those creature decks that are trying like Voltron or whatever. It's a good tempo swing kind of card too. So Malik here, I believe, is going for about 65 cents a piece, so not bad. We have a playset of Elderfang. It's all right. You could play Rumors, which is 1 mana sorcery that does this, but this gives you a creature. So these are going for like 10 cents a piece, or 40 cents a piece actually. Yep, 40 cents a piece. So on Goldfish. So yeah, that's kind of crazy actually. Underdog is always just good to have as a one of. So good late game card, and it puts pressure on him early too as well. So he's about 40 cents, which is pretty good. 2 Go Blinks. These are 25 cents a piece. These are definitely worth putting in the main board. I'll talk about that in a second. It's a little combo there. We have Dave. Dave is definitely worse than Lily, but what else are you gonna do? He's going for about 25 cents a piece. He also has a good what's the word I'm looking for? 8 rack effect, where they deal damage to him, but it's more of a worse version of Affliction. It deals, it shocks instead of bolts them like Affliction does. So Trespasser is just a really good card. I mean, they have to discard to get rid of it unless they wipe the board, but and also if they don't play any spells, which they probably aren't, right? If you are in complete control, they're not really going to have a whole lot to do anyway, so it's going to transform. I'm gonna say this right now. I really hate the daybound mechanic because you have to keep track of it even after it dies. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I just really despise that mechanic. But if they took that like keyword off, this would still be a pretty good card. We have Rankle. This guy is going for about $2 a piece. Trespasser is also going for $2 a piece. I don't know if I mentioned that. This card is really great. I just don't know how else to put it. It's got an edict effect, a discard effect, and a draw effect, where you can also ping them for it, and you also get the draw too. So it's just a great card. So it's a must-have. One, Extinction Event. Just a good card to have, even in like the late game. So last is the lands, which is like 100 swamps and then 3 gyres. Gyre went up a lot. They're like $4 a piece, so I would say 3 is probably fine. You don't want 4. You just want like 1, like around like the mid game ish. You don't want it really early per se. So ideally, you know, a good hand is like you know, if you have a Go Blank, it's pretty good with where that card went. Oh, it's over here. So Waste Not. So you really want like turn 1, like Duress or something. Or you can kill a creature, whatever, if you're going second. Duress, turn 2, play this, turn 3, play Go Blank. So that's kind of like ideally what you would want. Doesn't always happen, but yeah. So sideboard options, Feed the Swarm, Cry the Cranium's pretty good. Clean the Dust and Invoke Despair, both pretty solid options that are also pretty cost friendly. For the 60 cards here, that's going to run you about $51, which I feel is pretty decent. Of course, after taxes, you're probably looking at about $270-ish in that price range there, obviously. But after, you know, budgeting out your sideboard, I can't see this going over $60 or even $70. So it's a pretty decent deck. I played it for a little bit before I migrated to mono black mid range, but overall, I think that this is it's a good starting point for some people. And that's all. Thanks.